What is up, Trouble Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the news. This is big. Okay, remember the TikTok versus YouTuber boxing event? Okay, apparently nobody's getting paid. Yes, this is like one of the best productions ever. I absolutely loved it. I was a part of it. Apparently none of the boxers are getting paid. People are freaking out. That's what the rumors say. I got FouseyTube here on the line. What's up, Fousey? We've heard everything about this from literally the night of the event. This has been a drama going on behind the scenes, and I wanted to bring you on so we could talk about some of the rumors and stuff we heard. And let me just say this before we get into it, okay? Me and Fousey don't have access to, like, the actual numbers, so everything we talk about is alleged and rumors, and don't sue us, anybody. But, Fousey, what are you hearing?
Bro, this is crazy, Keem. So, you know, me and you leaving the event, like, we had gotten rumblings and rumors that the number of pay-per-views sold were through the roof, like astronomical numbers. If, like, me and you, I remember me and you talking about it, being like, yo, this is like record breaking. So hearing the numbers that are coming out now, it's just like, I'm confused.
Wait, you're going to an interview and you're taking your dog with you?
Oh, my dog comes with me everywhere.
Oh, you're going to a book signing, right?
No. It's just a meeting for my book tour.
Oh, okay. Bet. Wanted to get you that plug in. Okay, let's get back on subject. Sorry, I got derailed by looking at your puppy. Cute dog, by the way. Yeah, I mean, literally right after the event, you know, we're at the after parties, we're talking to people, and you know, you hear people like hugging it, you see people hugging each other and jumping up and down, talking about record numbers. You hear other people telling us that they heard record numbers. Going into the event, there was supposed to be like over 1 million pay-per-views signed. And then, like, we hear right after also there's like only 130 sold. And that's basically the rumors online that people are saying, is that only 130,000 pay-per-views sold on this event. What?
Yeah, Keem, if you remember, it was like 10 hours before the event started, me and you got like undisclosed text that said like, yo, reports are being reported that we're sitting at 1.6 million sales before the event even started.
None of it makes sense. So, look, okay, when I talk about like fighters and the boxers not getting paid yet, okay, it's not just them. We've heard from artists that I shouldn't say we heard from artists, but we heard that the artists have not been paid, that commentators have not been paid. Nobody's been paid. What do you say to that, Fousey?
Shoot, man, like what I want is them to get to the bottom of this and just find out what's going on behind the scenes. Because even like the day I was supposed to get paid, I got an email, a letter addressing everything that's going on. So if I didn't get paid, and I was like I put myself at the bottom of the list. I was like, these fighters need to get paid. These performers need to get paid. So I think my main thing right now is wanting to get to the bottom of it to ensure that these fighters and everybody involved do get paid, because they put so much into this event.
Oh my God, yes. From the fighters to my commentators, which would be you know, Coach and Paige and you hosting the event. Everybody did such an amazing job. The production company that was hired to put on the show or whatever, I mean, that was the best looking show ever. I mean, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, take notes, because your events are horrible compared to that event. That event was super entertaining and fun to watch. Now, here's the thing. When we talk about, you know, when these rumors are going on online saying that only 130,000 people paid for this pay-per-view, I see some people saying, well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it was being pirated. Like, it was being live streamed on TikTok. It was being live streamed on YouTube, and nothing was being done about it. It seemed like this event was being live streamed for free everywhere. Did you also see that?
I did see that, and there was a bunch of people that I asked around, like, they were like, yo, we saw you at the event, you did a great job. I was like, oh, you bought it? They were like, oh, no, we live streamed it, which that rose a little, you know, like, red flag in my head. But then I don't know if we can talk about this, but me and you heard the reports of how many people submit their receipts.
Oh yeah. Let's get into this. Okay, so you might have seen Bryce Hall, Austin McBroom, and just a few other fighters putting out stories on Instagram saying, "Hey, we're doing a giveaway. Click this link. Send in, a copy of your receipt that you bought the pay-per-view." And I heard directly from Social Gloves, all right, an undisclosed person from Social Gloves, that they have over 100,000 receipts. Now, how is that? How is that even possible, Fuzi? Right? How is that possible that they can have over 100,000 receipts when there's only 130,000 pay-per-views? Like,
Exactly, because people like if that's like when you ask people to submit receipts, you're only gonna get a percentage of the people that actually do it because other people move on from the event. So if over 100,000 people like sent in their receipts, then what are the actual numbers? Are
and
these
and
the
and,
right
and
numbers?
how is everybody seeing their story? Like, not all your fans are gonna see that story that day to like send that in. So it's like, if they really got 100,000 receipts from an Instagram story, in my opinion, there has to be way more than 130K. Here's another thing, right? You guys know me. I run Drumler. I dig. I talk to everyone, literally everyone I can, to get as much information I can when I cover a story. You know that. That's why you're subbed here. But I heard and I seen something, right, which I probably wasn't supposed to see, but allegedly, the UK sold less than 5,000 pay-per-views for the YouTube versus TikToker boxing event. How is that possible?
Okay, Keem, you just hit the nail on the head because that's when I heard that is when my like something just rose in me because when these fights were happening and there were talks about like this Gib fight might not be happening, this Deji fight might not be happening. The things that we said immediately were the UK are gonna be the power players in this event. They're the ones who show out. They support their creators more than anyone.
There's no way. There's no way.
Tell me that only 5,000 people from the UK
you
supported Deji and Gib. That doesn't add up.
It's not just Deji and Gib. You got to remember, KSI made multiple videos talking about this. And KSI has a big UK fan base. Because him and Bryce were going back and forth. I pulled 60 million views talking about the event. Like, these numbers just don't make sense to me. And here's the problem. Obviously, well, I can't say that. I'm trying not to get sued. All right. If there is hypothetically some shady business going down, it's so unfortunate because this event was so good. And me and Fuzi, we sat down and we had meals with, the head of Live X Live. We love those guys, all right? The people at Social Gloves, we love those guys. Like, dude, this was such a success. Why is it ending like this, Fuzi?
I know, and that's what's so unfortunate. Like leaving that event, like I remember being in the ring looking around and everybody from the event, like the people behind the scenes are like throwing up fist bumps to me and thumbs up and they're happy and the videos didn't even show.
How many times have you heard the phrase record pay-per-view sales? I heard this from people.
So something's going on. I just want to get to the bottom of it because at the end of the day, like I don't care if I don't get paid. Like, I just love to have that opportunity.
Wait, hold up. Did you get paid?
No.
Yeah.
But I don't care about that. I think the fighters, the artists, Coach, Page, everybody, like the people who really put their like,
heart and soul into this.
Yeah, like they put so much work into this, man. So much work. Like people don't know how much they even spent on their own training camps. Like it doesn't come cheap to take 3 months off of your career to train for a boxing event like this, put your life on hold, and then at the end of it to find out you're not getting paid.
I mean, it's unbelievable. But listen, there is a silver lining, right? Let's say it really was 130K, and let's say this whole event was a bust. There's a lot of good that came from it regardless, right? We had so many new people in that ring, like Vinny Hacker, whatever, right? And they got to show their skill, and that'll set them up for the next event. Me and you, we've developed a really good working relationship, a friendship. Me and you are like high in demand now. We've been hit up by everyone to do some real boxing events in the future. Should we talk about that or keep it on the low for now?
Let's just let them know that starting in July, like me and you are a part of another event, and it's only gonna keep going from there. Like these events aren't stopping. Like there's gonna be more and more and more events happening now because of this, and we're gonna be a part of all of them.
Yeah, I got to ask you guys, the fans, to leave comments. First of all, slap a like on the video, but also leave comments because you know me, I read the comments and Fuzi reads all the comments. We want to know what you think. Is this even possible that there was only 130K pay-per-views on this YouTube versus TikToker boxing event? Look, I understand that, you know, the biggest argument against this is that everyone was watching illegally, all right? So, I mean, I feel like there would have been way over 100K before the event even started. I mean, that's just my opinion. But listen, I want to know what you guys think about this. And also, we know one thing to be 100% fact, Fuzi. Millions and millions and millions of people were watching this event. How do we know that? Because after Vinny Hacker defeats, Deji, he gains like 1.3 million new followers on Instagram. Everyone's blown up. We gained 100,000 new followers just on our Instagram. I mean, everybody's Instagram, everybody's socials blows up. Every fight, it seemed like one of the fighters was trending on Twitter. We know millions and millions and millions of people watch this event. But what we don't know is, did they watch it legally or illegally? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and more of me and Fuzi in the boxing world to come. Thanks, Fuzi, for coming on.
I was gonna say something.
Say something. We're still recording.
Oh, okay. That was a very good point, because even my Instagram, man, like you saw what my channel did with like barely any subscribers. But my Instagram, the night of the event, any post I would post would get over 100,000 likes. My story views were up to like 500,000 views on Instagram. And there's that whole thing about the NFT login. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that.
We'll save that for an update. And also, I heard some artists didn't get paid, and some artists, I don't know, man. They seem some of those artists seem a little dangerous if they don't get their bag.
Yo, my last question to you in the audience, Keem, is if it was a matter of fact of it being streamed illegally and pirated, who's at fault for that? Who should have been the one to protect?
Why wasn't there teams on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch to stop the piracy? The piracy was unbelievable.
Yeah. If that does come down to what the issue was, then whose responsibility was to put a stop to that? Because if they had just shut down any live stream that had come up, people would have been forced to have to go to the pay-per-view.
I absolutely love the event. I had no problems with the event. I had one issue. I had a VIP list of big YouTubers, okay? And I was getting them tickets to have nice seats. I don't even know if I can say this. I'll probably get sued for saying this. I don't care, right? But it's the truth. So I got this VIP list. I talked to these big YouTubers that were coming to the event. They were trying to put Jeffree Star in the nosebleeds in the 300 level. Jeff Wittick, the FaZe Clan, they were putting them up in the nosebleeds. Those guys went to their seats and they got mobbed by people. Jeffree Star just turned around and left. He was like, I don't want no part of this.
Yo, Bradley Martin FaceTimed me right as the event was starting and was like going off on me, being like, yo, y'all put me in the bleachers.
We didn't do it. We made a VIP list and we submitted it, and I don't know whoever I find out is responsible for putting literally celebrities, internet celebrities in the nosebleeds. Ooh, we gotta have some problems.
I literally talked to Bradley and I said, yo, Bradley, just do what you do. You're Bradley Martin. 5 minutes later, he's not even in the front row seat. He's ringside.
That was the only issue I had with the event. And then, of course, some people not getting paid. But guys, we're going to have to leave it right there. We're going to read every single one of these comments. So let us know what you think about this event.
Crazy.